Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the review. This time to the SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Zeo from Bandai. So let's get started. I like this figure. It's simple. It's to the point. I think the only thing that really is bad about the figure is that it's lacking accessories. That you basically have to buy his bike or his rider machine to get the accessories of, which is a really good down. Well, it's a bad downfall, but it's a good gimmick to make you buy everything else. So business wise, I get it. Consumer wise, I'm a little mad, but whatever, right? Anyway, let's jump into this review. We're going to talk about this super clean and super simple figure. Zeo is the end of the Heisei generation of riders. He actually has the power to obtain the power of other riders and that of time and space, all that good jazz. If you aren't into it, I think you should at least check it out. But yeah, if not, whatever. Here we are, the simple figure. It looks really, really nice. I like the way the colors pop. It is a nice semi-gloss slash metallic feel. But it may just be depending on my lighting. It just looks really good under it, and it's really cool. I love the visor on the eyes. I'm always a fan of these because it's not really like you see through them, but when light is reflecting on them, they always look exceptionally well, and I'm a huge fan of that. So yeah. Anyway, now it's time to jump into the articulation. So as you can see with the head, we can look up, we can look down, we can tilt side to side for expression or looking sideways. The only thing, like most college rider stuff, the collar gets in the way of turning and looking simple. So you only have a small window to look a certain way before you look like this, or you have to look up, or you have to rotate it forward, things like that. So just be a little careful with that so you don't want to cause paint scraping under the helmet. As far as the arm articulation goes, my favorite thing always is with the shoulders on top of the actual arm instead of on top of the chest. I hate that when shoulders are attached to the actual elbow armor. I mean, not sorry, not elbow armor, the shoulder armor. I'm just not a fan of that. But you can actually pull it out a little bit, get a little bit of range, and then you can rotate all the way up and around. These are the simple things that come for the mechanics of Kamen Rider stuff, as well as SHF. There's bicep swivel as well, so it rotates very well, very easily. And the arm is, yep, double jointed. So you actually get extension all the way up and through. As far as the waist articulation goes, you actually get a nice forward crunch for Zeo. As you can see here, you can go pretty far forward, which for most riders, their belts or their armor plate will get in the way. Zeo really doesn't have that problem. As far as extending backwards, this is about as far back as he goes. You can actually rotate very easily left and right. The belt takes its way with it. So as you can see here, lots of range. So then we have the classic drop down leg method, which I kind of didn't understand, but then it works for this design. The legs are double jointed. You have a thigh swivel, and you use the old school drop down method with a little bit of tweaking so that it doesn't look as bad as it did before. So easily he can do stuff like this while crossing legs. He can do his rider kick with no issue. These are one of those things where a simple mod design actually worked out really well for this kind of figure. As you can see, his rider kick is actually very simple. I can do it with ease. The only thing really hindering it is that little bit of collar getting in the way of the turning of the head, which I want to make it look good. There is a generous amount of ankle pivot, and it rotates very easily, as well as toe pivot. So again, as far as articulation goes, I think they've nailed it. But I think SHF has always been pretty decent about that, if not exceptional when it comes to certain figures. So this one is one of those things where it actually does a great job. So you can get into really great poses very easy. The one thing you want to worry about though is his antenna. They are a little soft, so that's good, but it's still prone to breaking. So please be careful. But as you can see, Zeo can actually get in really cool poses. I just want to make sure yep, he can actually get into those poses while looking good. Let's see if he can hold his leg up. I know I did the rider kick, but I want to see if he can hold his leg up with a kick. These are kind of the things I actually really look forward to and doing. It's kind of fun. Just make sure we balance out that leg. Get that toe pivot down. Yep. Balances really well as well. So yeah, this is definitely an A plus for me in terms of articulation and the holding of the figure itself together, especially at its very cheap price point. So that's really nice. The gimmick for Zeo is that his belt actually rotates. And one of the cool things they did was actually add that gimmick in. So as you can see, You can do it for the right time. You can set it. Then it can rotate all the way around with ease, so it's not an issue. So if you want to do the henshin, you can actually do it with very ease. You can also take off his ride watch, which is his thing for henshin. The only drawback though is that I don't like that it didn't come painted. So if you are looking for stickers or you want to paint it yourself, if you want to paint it yourself, that's fine. But if you're looking for stickers, SHF Upgrade on Facebook is doing stickers that you can add in on your ride watches. Because compared to the actual ride watch, as you see here, you're pretty much missing a lot of detail in there. So it would be pretty cool if you can actually get one done. So, yeah. Yeah. So it would be dope if you can do that. The other thing that I like is that, let me make sure I put this back on. I don't want to mess it up or lose it. You can actually take off the ride watches on the arm as well. So let me make sure I show you guys. You can actually take them off as well. And if you want, you can add them onto the belt. So you can get your henshin on. Same thing for all four. You can do it very easily. Just wiggle it out. If you feel like you're going to mess it up, I advise you just heating it up with a blow dryer. Take it easy. Now, Zio actually doesn't come with a lot of accessories, which at first confused me, but then I realized his price point. So I realized it's probably going to be like Build with his bike, and he's going to come with the accessories. And then he announced the bike, and I was like, oh, there it is. So as far as hand accessories, you get henshin hands / relax hands. So you'll get these. Let me make sure you guys can see them. So you get henshin / relax hands. So you can use these to henshin, which is henshin maneuver. Then you get 2 pointing hands. So if you want to do some JoJo poses or you want to do some cool slick moves where you're doing finger guns, you totally got it. Then you have one hand in particular, which is something like a trigger hand, but not a trigger hand. But this is more like a pointing or scratching your head. So there's that. So that's it. That's all he comes with. No weapons, no extra accessories. So I think that's really his downfall besides the lack of paint app. But overall, I really like the figure. I like the feel of it. It seems very slim and very, not crazy accurate, obviously, because with the renewal line, you get all those accuracies. But for a basic SHF that we've been getting over the years, this is a great improvement for the price point that it's at, as opposed to paying the 60 to 70 bucks that, you know, you have to pay for web shop or whatever it is, or whatever you have to pay in the aftermarket for it, which is even worse. So if you got it, it's a great figure, especially for its price point. I just hate that I'm going to have to buy the bike, which I was going to buy anyway, to get the extra hands on the weapon. I would have liked it if he actually came with it, but whatever, right? Anyway, we're going to jump into size comparisons so you guys can see what's going on, how he looks like with other SHF and other lines in general. And then, you know, the photos at the end. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that. So let me get him standing straight up so he can look cool. Not too cool for school though, but cool enough. So yeah, there we go. I got him nice and good. Now I want to compare him first off to Build, because Build he meets early on in the series, but more importantly, Build was also another character with a very low price point. And as we can see here, he seems a little bit shorter than Build, which actually is something I didn't expect. I expected him to somewhat be around the same height, but he's actually smaller than Build. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Next up, I want to compare him to the Cade, the Renewal, and the reason why that is, well, if you watch the show, you'll know. But I want to compare him to a Renewal so you can see size-wise where he stands. Actually, let's get you guys all together like a boy band. There we go. So Decay seems a little bit bigger as well. So Zio seems to be a little bit on the smaller side as well. So I don't know if the main character Sogo is shorter or maybe it's just an inaccuracy. We don't know. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say we. I don't know. Here he is. Oh, next to a Marvel Legend. So you can see here, with the Marvel Legends, he's actually a pretty bit shorter. Here he is next to a Super Sentai figure, Koryu Gold, in case you want to get your superhero Tyson on. So as you can see here, Koryu Gold is actually pretty tall. So yeah, he's pretty closer than the Legend. So yeah. Next up, we're going to compare it to a 1000 Toy Synthetic Human. Make sure you standing up. A Mythic Legions Orc. And then a Articulated Icons Ninja. Make sure you guys all standing up pretty well. There we go. So size-wise, Zio is actually pretty small. He's actually scaling under the synthetic human and the articulate icon ninja. Because most of the time, most SHF scales around that are very close to. Last but not least, the Mezco Punisher slash Cable that I've been fooling around with, trying to look for parts for. So we're going to see what he looks like size-wise next to him. And my cats keep rubbing up on him. I got to stop them. But yeah. So size-wise, he's very, very small. All in all, though, still a very likable figure. And if you love Kamen Rider and you're collecting them, this is a must-have because he's the main writer. And you definitely want to add to your collection. In the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it informative. Most of all, I hope you do good, be good, drink your water, guys. Later.